You've tuned in to the Top 10 Gardener with garden expert Ken Lane. Join him daily as he answers timely garden questions that are sure to make a difference in your gardens. Now welcome your host, Ken Lane.
So I'm trying to think through what is next week's show going to be. So when I submit this to the stations, it's broadcast over, I don't know how many airwaves, 8 different terrestrial towers, had 27,000 downloads on our podcast channels. Apple is like trending. So if you're tuned in, listening to the podcast of this, and you're on your, whatever your streaming service is, give me a thumbs up, make a comment, just like it, subscribe, do more. It helps me trend better. So Apple especially, they are brutal. If you don't have any kind of, if people are just listening, not interacting, they throw you down the bottom of the list. Simply go, yeah, I like that. Pretty good. Yeah, this guy, I could listen to this guy again. They go, oh, put him up to the top of the heap. This is next week's class. Next week's show, I think, is going to be on landscaping tips. So we got a garden class coming up next week, and that'll help me kind of think through that class. I'll be presenting just how many trees does a property need? How much should be dedicated to greenscape as opposed to hardscape? That is the living, breathing plant piece as opposed to patios and fences and statuary and fountains. Those are all hardscapes. There are percentages. There's 4 seasons. What balance? How many spring, summer, fall, winter evergreen should I have in the yard to make it feel right? There's formulas. I can share those with you in an hour or less. And so I think that's the direction I'm going to go. We'll see. I'm still noodling things around. The class is coming up. So we start this weekend, and we start with houseplants. So it is the time, the Christmas tree, the holiday decorations, they're kind of clearing out. And now you got these just empty spaces. And so houseplants are a good way to fill in. They're healthy. Your house is all just kind of sealed up, and you just need some fresh air. Plants help you with that. And so we'll go over which are the best ones, which are the healthiest ones, which ones are for bedrooms, which ones are bathrooms, which ones are better for living rooms. How many plants should you have per room? We'll give you some of those. There are formulas for that. Actually, NASA has done amazing studies on this because they're getting ready for space travel, and they know plants are going to keep folks feeling better. So they're doing studies with this. How do they grow in negative gravity or no gravity? And so we'll share some of those ideas. Next week is top local landscapes with flair. How do you design or put together a great style of landscape? Whether you're guiding a contractor to do it for you, or you're going to do it yourself. This is kind of Prescott, Arizona, this Central Highlands, this Sedona, Prescott Valley, Chino, Paulden, Skull Valley area. This I call it the Central Highlands. This is where a lot of folks retire. And you finally have time and some resources, and you can do this yourself. It's not that hard. But where do you start? We'll go over that. So it's every Saturday at 9:30. We have a different series, different class, and they're free. At the end of the month, the 27th, January is the time to put wildflowers down. We'll go over why and how to do it, and what varieties, what are the different qualities, and what style, what mixes are best for the mountains of Arizona. So it's the 13th, Happy Houseplants, the 20th, Landscape with Flair, and the last Saturday in January is why January is the best month to plant wildflowers, and they truly are. You will have amazing flowers by putting out your seed now. You wouldn't think that. We'll go over why that is. Well, throughout the week, Lisa and I camp out here at Waters Garden Center. We're open. I know there's a little skiff of snow on the ground, but we love talking to fans of the show.
Hi, Lisa with the plants of the week and our Austrian pine.
We have instantaneous trees just in and ready for planting.
This pine has the same long needles as our ponderosa pine without all the problems, and these trees are really big and bold.
This is the fastest growing of the pines, and lots of sizes to choose from.
Waters Garden Center, 1815 Iron Springs Road in Prescott, for people who love big, bold pines. They love to shop.
If you want a more fruitful garden, increased success in landscape that just feels better, then tune in daily to the Top 10 Garden Podcast. Years of tips, tricks, and garden shortcuts are guaranteed to make your gardens nicer than ever. Listen to this podcast or read Ken's weekly garden column by visiting watersgardencenter.com. That's Waters with 2 T's, gardencenter.com. Thanks for tuning in.